What if I told you that the most boring looking car at your local grocery store could be worth more than a Ferrari? Stick around because today we're diving into the fascinating world of normal looking cars that are actually automotive unicorns.
You're kidding me, right? Are you kidding? You're kidding.
Ever wondered why some car enthusiasts get super excited when they spot what looks like a regular old station wagon?
Nope.
Trust me, after this video, you'll never look at these cars the same way again. And here's the thing, most people walk right past these incredible machines every day, not realizing they're in the presence of automotive greatness. Have you ever heard of a W8 engine? No? Well, neither had most people, until Volkswagen decided to stuff one into what looked like your neighbor's everyday sedan. This wasn't just any engine. It was essentially two V4 engines joined together at a 72-degree angle, creating a compact powerhouse that produced 271 horsepower and 273 lb-ft of torque. The engineering behind it was so complex that each W8 engine took nearly twice as long to build as a regular VW engine. Meet the Volkswagen Passat W8, the automotive equivalent of finding out your quiet classmate is secretly a rock star. With only 11,000 ever made, finding one today is like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
But here's the kicker, if you spot one with a manual transmission and wagon body style, you've basically witnessed a four-wheeled miracle. Most of these cars have disappeared due to their complex engines throwing in the towel, making them even rarer than some exotic supercars. The W8 engine was basically Volkswagen's experiment in creating something extraordinary, and while it might not have been the most reliable, it certainly left its mark in automotive history. Think about it, how many other cars can you name that have an engine configuration shared by exactly 0 other vehicles? Speaking of wagons that hide their true identity better than Clark Kent, let's talk about the Lexus IS300 Sportcross. Imagine Toyota taking their legendary 2JZ engine, yes, the same family as the one in the Fast and Furious Supra, putting it in a wagon and then deciding to make only 3,000 of them. It's like finding out your local librarian used to be a ninja. These cars are so rare that most Lexus dealerships have never even seen one. And since Lexus decided wagons weren't their thing anymore, these babies are only getting rarer. The Sportcross wasn't just any wagon, it was a statement piece that proved luxury and practicality could coexist perfectly. What made it even more special was its unique chassis tuning. Lexus engineers spent countless hours perfecting the suspension setup to ensure it handled more like a sports car than a family wagon. They even included a special limited slip differential in manual transmission models, though finding one of those is like discovering a unicorn riding another unicorn, with its perfect weight distribution and that sweet naturally aspirated 2JZ under the hood. It's no wonder these cars have developed a cult following among enthusiasts who know their stuff. If you're enjoying these automotive hidden gems, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. There's plenty more where this came from, and you won't want to miss our next automotive adventure. Now picture this, you're at a car show and among all the flashy sports cars sits what looks like a regular Pontiac Solstice. But wait, something's different. It's a coupe. Out of the 65,000 Solstices made, only 1,265 were coupes. That's rarer than finding someone who doesn't have a strong opinion about pineapple on pizza. And get this, there's supposedly only one metallic T-top version in existence. The Solstice Coupe was Pontiac's swan song in the sports car world, and what a way to go out. With its unique fastback design and removable roof panel, it offered something completely different from the regular Solstice convertible. The timing couldn't have been worse though, as it was released just before Pontiac's demise. What many people don't know is that the Solstice Coupe's development was a passion project for several GM engineers who worked overtime to make it happen. The unique Targa top design required completely new tooling and manufacturing processes, and each roof panel was hand-finished to ensure perfect fitment. The GXP version, with its 260 horsepower turbocharged engine, could sprint from 0 to 60 in just 5.5 seconds, making it one of the rarest modern American sports cars ever produced. Ever heard of a hot hot rod delivery van? Well, Chevy definitely had some interesting ideas when they created the HHR Panel SS. With only 216 ever made, this turbocharged cargo carrier is rarer than a Porsche 918 Spyder. It's basically the automotive equivalent of a business suit made of racing carbon fiber. Totally normal on the outside, absolutely bonkers underneath. The HHR Panel SS wasn't just rare, it was a perfect example of automotive engineers having way too much fun at work. Imagine explaining to someone that your delivery van can outrun most sports cars from its era. These quirky vehicles combine practicality with performance in a way that we might never see again, making them true collector's items for those in the know. Here's where things get really interesting. Mercedes-Benz, known for their luxury and performance, decided to take their R-Class minivan and give it a 6.2L AMG V8 engine. The result? The R63 AMG, a 500-plus horsepower family hauler that only 200 people worldwide got their hands on. It's like finding out your kid's school bus driver is secretly a Formula One racer. The R63 AMG represents everything wonderful and slightly crazy about the automotive industry. Who else but Mercedes would think, you know what this minivan needs? A hand-built AMG V8 that sounds like thunder and goes like lightning. The fact that they only sold 95 of these beasts in the US makes them more exclusive than most supercars.
I see.
And yet they can still do the school run with room for soccer gear. And finally, let me tell you about the automotive equivalent of a ghost story, the Saab 95 Sport Combi. Only 25 pre-production prototypes were ever made, and after Saab's bankruptcy, these cars became the last Saabs ever created. It's like owning the last page of a book that will never be finished. These final Saabs were equipped with a 300 horsepower turbocharged engine, Haldex all-wheel drive, and an advanced electronic limited slip differential, technology that was ahead of its time. Each pre-production model underwent extensive winter testing in Sweden, and the engineers had actually planned several performance upgrades that never saw the light of day.
Wow, what does that mean?
The most intriguing part, each of these 25 cars had slightly different specifications as Saab was still finalizing the production details when the company folded. These wagons represent more than just rare cars. They're the final chapter of a company that always did things differently. Each of these 25 cars tells a story of what could have been, had things gone differently for Saab. Some of these prototypes were converted to road legal status, making them perhaps the rarest modern European cars you could actually drive on public roads. Before you go, here's something to think about. What makes a car truly special? Is it the price tag, the brand name, or could it be the unique story behind it?
I don't know, man.
These 7 cars prove that sometimes the most extraordinary things come in the most ordinary packages. They remind us that automotive history isn't just about the fastest, most expensive, or most beautiful cars. It's about the weird, wonderful experiments that pushed boundaries and dared to be different. Remember, next time you're walking through a parking lot, take a closer look at those seemingly ordinary cars. You might just spot one of these incredible rarities hiding in plain sight. And who knows, maybe in 20 years, some of today's normal cars will be tomorrow's sought-after classics. Drop a comment below telling us which of these rare rides you'd love to add to your garage, or share your own story of spotting a rare car in an unexpected place. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled. That boring-looking car next to you might just be automotive royalty in disguise.